Hey, what's going on, you guys? Back here again, another video. You already know what it is. Nothing but performance mods. So today we're going to be doing a short shifter install on my Dodge Dart. Let's get to it. All right, guys, these are some of the things we are going to need for our install today. We got our our shifter stalk here, new shift knob, new shift boot. We don't need that, but I'm going to replace it anyway. Flathead screwdrivers, that's to pry off interior trim pieces. This is just in case I can't get it off with the screwdrivers. Screwdrivers to undo the bolts, well, screws. Pliers, I don't know why. Drill, just in case our shift knob does not fit our stalk, which mine does not. And we're also going to need a 10mm deep socket, a T25 Torx driver, and that should be it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is pop out these pieces on both sides. And apparently they just pull right out, so I'm probably going to break it. Oh, nope, just pulls right out. And I'll go ahead and do the other side. Now that we've got those out, we'll set those aside. Next, we're going to come over to the driver's side and remove this piece right here. And this is where you're going to use your flathead screwdriver. Next, we're going to remove the 3 screws that hold in the headlight switch panel. There's one right here and one down here. Yeah, so the 3rd screw is actually down here. So go ahead and remove that bad boy. And this thing should pop right off. Like I said, leave the wiring. It says just set it aside. It's on here pretty good. It'll just pop off like this. And I guess how do you set it aside with leaving the wiring? I don't want to dangle the wires like this. Guess I'll disconnect them. Just remember where they go. So I'm actually not going to fuck with these wires because I could only get this one out. So I'm just going to let it dangle. It'll be alright. This guy over here is just looking under his hood. I don't think he knows what he's looking for. Drives a Ford. That was his first mistake, right? Alright, next I'm supposed to remove this AC control panel. I can get in here with my fingernails, but I feel like I'm gonna break it. I always feel like I'm gonna break stuff. Oh, pops right out. Alright, disconnect this wire. See how we do that. I'm gonna need 2 hands. Okay, so what you're gonna do actually is push down this little black piece right here and pull up on this blue piece. Pull that the whole way down. And this comes right out. Bang, AC unit. Well, not unit, but control panel. I'm gonna set this somewhere safe, right here in my daughter's car seat. Now I think we're doing the cigarette lighter. We're gonna need to remove this screw right here by the ignition. Okay, make sure you set these screws in a safe place too. You don't want to lose this stuff. So this thing is held in by clips now, and it's recommended to grab from both sides and pull back. And well, let's see if I can set my tripod up in the back seat. Well, I guess that's the best as we're gonna get. Oh, I think I broke it. Alright, I did I think break it a little bit. I'll show you once I pull it out. But cigarette lighter, disconnect that. Okay, so once you get that out, you just push down the side of the white tab, and the surround will slide right the fuck out. Now we're going to do the shifter bezel, and you just grab under here, pops right out. Remove these 2 screws. Like I said, put those in a safe place. Buckets. Oh, I fucking missed. Alright, we'll get redemption now. Hopefully. I'm not a lefty, so. Buckets. Hit rim. 2 more screws behind these. There's one of this on both sides of the center console, and we're just gonna pull that out with our flathead screwdriver. There's a little divot down here that you can get your screwdriver into. So there's a little divot down here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this pops right out. So these things are so loose, you don't even need, you know, a ratchet. Just put the socket on there and you can turn it. I don't know if they're all going to be like this, but that's how mine was. I'm just going to leave the bolt right there. See if we can do the other side like that. Nah, need the ratchet. Yeah, man, that one was really in there. I don't know, they were slacking on the right side. Alright, and then this thing should just pull right out. What you want to do is pull your e-brake up high, and then lift the back of the console up and over. I'm going to need both hands, definitely. You're going to have to rotate it towards the front and pull it out that way. So that was definitely a pain in the ass to do, but you're gonna need 2 hands. This thing is low-key kind of heavy, and there's a bunch of wires we need to disconnect. But before I do this, I forgot my bushings inside. I got new bushings, so I'm gonna run in and get those. Hopefully nobody steals my shit. All right, now that we got that up, we can see these 3 wires that we have to disconnect. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. Oh, those came apart fairly easy. So now we can lift the whole center console out. See it sitting over there, nice and pretty. Set it down gently, guys. Okay, now to the good stuff. It's dirty down here. Is that a fry? All right, for this part, I'm gonna actually throw some gloves. Oh, money. Oh no. Yeah, take advantage of this while you're under here, guys. You might have some money, some food. You never know. I'm gonna just kind of skip around here because the instructions aren't, you know, treating me so well. So I'm gonna start removing this shift knob, and it is actually 2 pieces. There's a seam in the middle, so we're gonna try to pry it off. And I've heard that you will likely destroy this, so it's best to have a new shift knob on standby. But with that being said, I'm going to try not to destroy mine because I don't know if my new shift knob is going to work or not. So I'm about ready to say fuck it and just destroy it, because just stabbed myself in the hand with my screwdriver and bleeding pretty good under it. It didn't break the glove. Strong ass glove, guys. Alright guys, that was no doubt the hardest part of this install. I mean, we're not even at the installation part, but I know that this was definitely going to be the hardest part. So now we got a 10mm right here we're going to need to remove. Well, now that we got that out, we'll just pull that right off. Shift boot, zip tie holding it on. It's a bit of a struggle getting it up over the reverse lockout cable. And if you flip it over, you can see that their boot is woven in between all of these little tabs. I think they even cut little holes so the tabs could come through. So I'm gonna have to do that with my new boot and then put that in here. And we're gonna wanna remove this pivot ball from this clip. There's a little thing you gotta pull to the side here. Yep, sweet. Probably don't want to leave that clip in that position. Now that that's off, we're going to use a T25 Torx bit to remove these 4 screws. Take those out. This plate comes off. Dang, that thing is nasty looking. Now you're going to swing around to the driver's side and remove the reverse lockout cable. Yep, that worked beautifully. It just popped off this other linkage cable. It just slides right off of this pin. Now I'm just going to remove these bolts. 4 in the corners. And we're gonna remove this whole goddamn, I guess we're not. But while we're up here, I guess I'll install my new bushings. All you do is remove it down there, and then it just slides right off. Now they're saying you stick paper clips in here and pull it outward, and that's gonna apparently release this so that we can transfer it onto the new stalk. Alright, so there is my paper clip set up. I guess I'm just gonna pull and it should come off, hopefully. Hopefully you guys can see. This will hurt your hands too. Got it. And now we can slide this off. Now we're going to remove this little C-clip, and be careful because sometimes it goes flying. Oh, I lost it. Well, I lost the fucking C-clip, so looks like I'm taking a walk up the AutoZone. Okay, so 13 minutes later, we have arrived at AutoZone. Alright, so I'm back from my walk, and one thing to note is if you're gonna lose your C-clip and have to walk to AutoZone to get new ones, they are actually called E-clips. After you remove the C-clip, you can pull this out. It's not happening for me. You definitely needed 2 hands. So it'll pull out this thing. It's grimy, son. Alright, now you can find this spring tensioner, lift it up, pull it to the side, and that'll just come right on out. Yeah, you're gonna need both of these caps. This little green one and this white one. Now you can grab your new shifter and transfer the caps. I'll have this out. I'm gonna take this cloth and wipe up all this excess grease. So after you have the caps transferred over and lubricated, you're gonna lubricate this ball and insert it back into the assembly. And now it should be pretty straightforward. We're just gonna do everything in the order that we just undid everything. I'll lift this up and over to the side. Now that's back in place, and we can slide this back on. Now that that's back in place, we can install our new E-clip right after we find which size it is. I think it's going to be this big one. Yeah, that's definitely not right. So it was actually the second smallest size. Okay. So it just goes on like that. Now we got a rotator. So she don't come off. There we go. Then we can you're gonna find the cover plate, and I don't know if I should, it should be fine because the ball's already lubricated. Slide that back on here. Just like that. And you're gonna reinstall your 4 T25 Torx screws. Right. Moment of truth. This is so weird. Seat so far back. Looking for that C-clip. Yes, it does. Okay, so if you're like me, you wanted a sick shift knob, and you went with Sparco or some other brand that you really wanted, and it came with a universal adapter thing like this, and apparently none of these fit my stock, so I'm gonna have to use this the smallest one, which is this one right here, and I'm just gonna drill it out a little bit. So I got my adapter drilled out as far as I think I'm gonna get it, pretty much. So now we can go ahead and reinstall plastic shift piece. I'm not sure which way it goes, hold on. Alright, I think it goes on just like that, with a tab for the cable on your left side. Install the rest of the assembly, the cable. Yeah, now you can take your cable and reinstall that. Oh, just slide on like that. Get the cable back into its little white clip down there. Okay, now once you have that back on, you can slide your boot cover back on. And I'm gonna have to tie this. It doesn't have a zip tie like the last thing, so I'm gonna tie it right above there, make it look nice and pretty. Now that's that, and I can install the shift knob. It's my new bored out piece. Slide it on there. It's a really tight fit, like really tight. Slide that thing on there. Then new knob, and knob comes with little screw and Allen wrench set, Allen key, and you're gonna just screw in these little screws into these holes around the shift knob, and there is The final look. Now all we got to do is put all of our trim pieces back on, put our center console back in, and we're good to go. Okay guys, so before I forget, make sure you subscribe, leave comments, likes, all that good stuff. Alright, so I got her all buttoned back up, and you know, it's not as clean as I would like. There's a little gap right here, but we can fix that, and that's because this sits too high to use the reverse lockout, so I had to, you know, choke up on it a little bit, and because of that, it's kind of wiggly, but I didn't tug on it. It's not going to come off, but I think I'm going to get a little adapter piece so that my adapter for this will work. But other than that, it's pretty nice, you know. Well, hold on, let me start the car. Shifts, fucking, you know, before, when I would shift in the third, I would fucking turn on my AC. Now, don't have that problem. It's pretty good, man, and I feel like I'm a better driver because of this. And it looks really clean. I mean, not clean, but it looks really good. So, if you like this, if you want to see more, I got plenty more in store for this Dart. Stay tuned, guys. There will definitely be more videos really soon. All right, thanks. See ya.